That was not scripted. So let's take a moment of silence here. Think about what exactly we saw last night. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, and maybe you guys you can agree with me. It seems like the second Nick Chubb went out with the injury, the game was over. Like the all the hopes and dreams of the season just were just flushed down the toilet. It was over. It was over. You didn't get a capable back to back him up. You didn't get a powerhouse. Um, of course, there's Jonathan Taylor. He's available, or at least he's trying to be available. Maybe we can work something out. Like, but who would you give them in trade? I mean, not to get into the football business side of things, but at least so soon. But I mean, those are the things that go through your mind that you pretty much are talking about today. But before we go there, let's take a moment to honor Nick Chubb, what might be a career-ending injury. Okay, I don't want to slow down the show here. So let's see what they're saying about Mr. Nicholas Chubb before we get into talking about the game itself. This comes from us from the Browns Wire via USAToday.com, and they are saying Browns teammates rally around Nick Chubb after season-ending injury. Cleveland Browns suffered a devastating blow beyond just the loss of the scoreboard in their Monday night bout against the Pittsburgh Steelers. After taking a low hit from Pittsburgh safety Minka Fitzpatrick, running back Nick Chubb was carted off and quickly ruled out for the rest of the season after suffering a devastating knee injury. Now, I did not see the video, but I have seen the picture. The loss of Chubb, sure I'm visible here. The loss of Chubb was a deflating one for the Browns as they could not get anything going the rest of the game against the Steelers, turning the football over 4 times on the day. After the game, his teammates were just as dejected, talking to the media about the loss of their best player. The Browns have to dial back in and refocus as the Tennessee Titans are next up on their schedule. So here they are. Let's see, Browns Joe Batonio says he was speechless after Nick Chubb's injury.
Yeah, I was speechless. I just don't know what to say to the guy. It's the worst part about the game. So it's definitely tough. Yeah, he's part of the heartbeat. He's one of the leaders. He does a lot. I know the guys are going to step up and try and fill some of those shoes. It's going to take more than just Jerome. Pierre's going to be back there. I'm sure we'll get some other guys up as well. It's going to take a lot of guys to try and replicate that. But
Fair use, by the way. Fair use for YouTube guidelines. Fair use. Got dinged on my last
you look at a guy that you want your teammates to be. You want 53 Nick Chubb personalities on the team, and you'd have a pretty dang good team. We were refocusing. We were trying to get the win for Nick. And then after the game, you have a chance to catch your breath and regroup. It's a 17-game season. Um, it's unfortunate we get this one. We can worry about it on the bus ride home, watch the film, and then we got a quick turnaround for Tennessee. So we got to really try and move forward for that. It's the worst part about football when you strictly go to next man up mentality. But we got Nick in our thoughts right now because he's one of our brothers.
This is Zadarius Smith. When asked about Nick Chubb. Let's see what he had to say here.
Oh, he told the rock, man.
Fair use, by the way.
He the man that basically every play, man, he gets the ball, man, and it's like now that piece is missing. So it's the next man up. But like I said, man, we're gonna keep praying for him, man, and just hopefully he can bounce back next season. Nah, great guy, man. Quiet. So when you get a quiet guy, man, that's the most dominant guy in the room. But like I said, man, that hurt the team, man. And that just hurt everybody. We all praying for him.
What do you tell some of these younger guys as a veteran leader of this team after you see something like that and that big player go down like that?
Just to stay locked in. I know that happened early, man, but everybody got frustrated after that play because that was a big loss for us on the offensive side. But like I said, it was the next man up, and it's not to say it in a bad way, but it's an opportunity for the next man. Just hopefully he could stand up and basically take us far as we want to go.
Right. So here is Sion Taki Taki. Here's his thoughts and opinions.
A devastating injury at one point, had to work back from it. What is it like when you see that kind of happen to it?
I'm hurt for Nick. Like he's in a way he's our heart and soul of our team. You guys see he was out there running the ball. So just knowing I've been through an injury like that, it was kind of scary, man. I just literally just said a prayer because I was just so hurt for him. I felt like you guys see too. It just the whole team was just hurt, just really sad for my guy.
What is a guy like Nick mean?
Everything. He's what this team embodies and it's just what it needs. He's tough, and also just a good teammate on the field and off the field. Yeah, I'm really just hurt for my guy.
Joel said you guys tried really hard to win this one for him. Is that something I felt on all
Yeah,
sides?
that's correct. Yeah, when he went down, the defense definitely, wanted to play a little harder for him, and just bum we didn't get the turnout that we wanted at the end.
You're one of the leaders on this team. What's the message after this game and everything that happened in it?
We got a quick turnaround, so you know what I mean. We'll watch the film, but we got another good team coming up, so we got to get ready.
This short week make it a little more hard.
No, I feel like since we lost, you know what I mean. You want to play as quick as possible so you can get that taste out of your mouth.
Right. Good taste. All right. So here's what Deshaun Watson had to say.
Each and every week. Every week is different and things like that. So urgency to up my game. I can't force the issue. I can't force any, deep balls or throws, things like that. I just got to keep trying to do what the coaching staff is asking me to do. Going through my reads and checking it down when I need to, and try to make plays with my feet. That's all I can really do. Don't try to go outside and do what Nick Chubb is doing. I can't do that.
All right. So I guess Mary Kay, you mislabeled this. Okay, maybe this is it. All right. All right. We get this right, Mary Kay. Deshaun Watson gets emotional, addressing the loss of Nick Chubb for the season.
Tough. I just sent all my prayers to him. At that moment it was tough. Once we, saw the replay and exactly what happened, it just a lot of flashbacks to, the previous one he had in college. It was just, yeah, it was tough.
I know. Don't worry. We're going to talk about his play in a minute. All right, Myles Garrett.
It fucking hurts. That's our brother. It's my brother, and I've been together for a long time. And it's a blow for the whole team, and we don't want his injury to be in vain. And we got to push on. That's what he wants us to do. And if he had any choice in the matter, that's what he would do. So just got to continue to fight and use it as motivation.
Yeah. Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, we're going to talk about him too.
Out to do. And again, 4 giveaways is just very, very, very difficult to to win in this league. And again, we're very lucky that we got a short week coming up.
Okay. He mislabeled this. Come on, Mary Kay, get it together. Well, we're gonna talk about Jet Wheels too. I mean, I can go through all of these. I mean, it's only two more. All right, so we'll go through these two more.
It's tough when things like that happen. I mean, every team has that dynamic rush who usually gets, I mean, most of the attention, like similar to Miles. So, I mean, it's just a part of the game.
When you say struggle with the count, did you have the wrong count or just didn't hear the snap?
Amari Cooper.
Obviously, you know, it's a huge loss. Nick is like the engine of the team, you know what I mean? Best player on the team, you know what I mean? So it's tragic, you know. Very unfortunate. I'm very sad for Nick. Sad for his team losing Nick. It's just not only is it not ideal, but this is a tragedy, you know.
Of course, as you can see, other players sending their love. Kareem Hunt, who, from what I understand, based on this place, he is in the building. Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, and other potential running back replacements after Nick Chubb's injury. But from what I'm understanding, he's in the building. Now, just a couple of things. See, an old friend and Kareem Hunt visits the move, honey. An old friend and Kareem Hunt visits the Browns after Nick Chubb injury. All right, so let's get on this. This is the big news. All right. Cleveland Browns are bringing in Kareem Hunt for a workout as they continue to search for an acceptable replacement for Nick Chubb. The team has made calls about the Rams running back Cam Akers. The hometown kid, Hunt did not sign with the team this offseason as the running back market saw a massive crash this year. They called him Hunk. Hunt and a few other running backs have held themselves out this season in hopes of getting a better deal down the line. A better deal might come to Hunt after the Chubb injury. Hunt would never want one of his best friends injured, but the nature of the NFL is a cruel business. As a player, Hunt declined every year in Cleveland. The former winner of the rushing title is still a productive back. He'll gleefully bounce through holes and into defenders, but he doesn't have the speed to make him an explosive threat. Right, you saw that last year. He is still a serviceable back with an unyielding running style. He would make a fine re-addition to the running back room, especially with the style of offense that Stefanski is trying to play with the shotgun. That's where Hunt excelled in Kansas City, from the shotgun. As a teammate, the Browns locker room has always enjoyed Hunt's friendly demeanor. Perhaps the reassuring smile of a friend is what the team needs right now as they look to mold an offensive identity without Chubb. You know what? I would not be upset with that. I would not be upset with that if they brought him back. Here's the story. I'm sorry, I'm reading it. And I forgot to click on the window. But as you see, an old friend and Kareem Hunt visits the Browns after Nick Chubb injury. Yeah. I would not be upset with that. I would not be upset with this at all. So let's talk about the game. All right. As long as Kareem can come on, and this is the beauty of Kevin Stefanski. I'm sorry, not Kevin Stefanski, but this is the beauty of Andrew Berry creating all of that cap space, getting players to take pay cuts. This is the beauty of it. because now you have room to bring a Hunt in, and it's like, okay, don't get crazy with the blank check. Don't get crazy with it. But how much would how much you want? How much are we talking here? Because let's be honest, if Hunt comes in, Hunt can save our season. Let's be honest. If he comes in, he can save our season. He knows the offense. He plays just like Nick Chubb. He's just not as strong. He's just not as fast, but he is very, 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 very serviceable. All right. He can pick up he can pick up blocks. He can do everything, all right, that we need of him. So I'm not bypassing the chunt. Look, I'm going back to the chunt. I'm not bypassing the Hunt signing, but I'm saying if that's what you're gonna do, instead of trying to make some type of blockbuster trade or something, or if you want to do something that's going to help you out for the year, then you bring in a Kareem Hunt. All right, so Browns wire studs and duds. Grant Delpit shines again in Browns versus Steelers offensive meltdown, and boy was it! But Grant Delpit, look, I said Grant Delpit was going to shine this year. I figured he would have a Troy Polamalu style season, and that is exactly what he's having. That's exactly what he's having. He is right up there, up at the line of scrimmage, causing all types of havoc in the running game and in the passing game, everything. All right. He is doing what you ask of him to do, if not more, on defense. So great pick in Grant Delpit and being patient with his injury. And now here he is just having a monster season. And we're only 2 games in. All right. So of course we all know Cleveland Browns left Pittsburgh Monday night with 2 major losses, Nick Chubb and of course you know, Steelers defense. The Browns were battling the Steelers and a plague of injuries. It became obvious in the demeanors of the offensive players that they were looking to survive Monday night. Sadly, they were not able to, as Deshaun looked gun shy, battered, and everything else besides looking like a $250 million man. The offense looked disjointed with Amari Cooper and Jerome Ford occasionally breathing life into the body without organs. Yeah, let's just be honest. The way this offense the way the Browns offense plays, I don't know if it's based on Deshaun Watson or if it's on the play calling or if it's on our tackle play. I mean, because excuse me, Jedrick Wills is of course Jedrick Wills. You know him. He's gonna give up on a play or two every now and then. He's gonna halfway block. He's just out there. He's horrible. He shouldn't. As far as I'm concerned, I think moving him to left tackle was a mistake because he's so focused on what's going on over here to his right that he just lets blockers run free right by him. To his left. So I think moving him to right tackle was a mistake. I think you need to move him back to right tackle or just trade him for a real left tackle. Trade him for a real left tackle. Trade him for a real left tackle. It's pathetic. I'm so sick and tired of seeing Jedrick Wills missing blocks, not paying attention, getting beat. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, here you had a guy, this Highsmith guy for the Steelers. This guy looks like a special teams player. Why is he out here getting pick sixes and strip sacks? Let me show this to y'all. All right, let me show this to you. Now, here he is right here against the linebacker. And fair use, by the way. So this is the play that really kind of cost us the game. See, the linebacker comes here, totally whiffs him, and of course, Deshaun Watson loses the ball. Keep an eye on him. Deshaun Watson loses the ball. Jedrick Wills stands there, picked up, scooped in for a touchdown. All right. This is why people are fed up. I want you to understand this. People are fed up. Now, here it is again. Here he is. Now watch. Ball's loose. He's just standing there, standing there, standing there. That's why people are fed up with you, Jedrick Wills. We see you out there. You just so you know, we see you out there. I know the coaches have got to be saying something to you out there, at least in the game, in the rooms, in the training rooms, in the offensive line rooms. I know they're talking to you, but yet for some reason, for some reason, I mean, I just people just have no faith in you. You know, they're blaming you for what happened to Jack Conklin, where had you been blocking your man correctly, had you been pushing him outside instead of down into Jack Conklin, then at least it just would have been you as the weak link in the offensive line. But that's not what happened now, is it? The Browns were battling the Steelers and a plague of injuries. It became obvious in the demeanors of the offensive players that they were looking to survive Monday night. Sadly, they were not able to as Deshaun looked gun shy, battered, and everything else besides looking like a $250 million man. The offense looked disjointed with Amari Cooper and Jerome Ford occasionally breathing life into the body without organs because Deshaun Watson barely had time to throw. And then when he did have time to throw, he was so afraid that he took his eyes off. He took his eyes downfield and looked around him and started running into the offensive line and dancing around the pocket and everything when he didn't have to. He just should have played within the confines of the offense. When you guys actually did give him protection, he was literally afraid of the protection. Baker Mayfield used to be jittery like that. When y'all would give him protection, oh, you would scare the crap out of him. Scare the crap out of him. But Deshaun Watson, as far as how he played, oh my God. In all honesty, I think with Deshaun, we need to go ahead, get Hunt back, and maybe go 12 personnel. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of 12 personnel, I think you can find a suitable replacement for Harrison Bryant now. In the waiver wire, it has to have some tight ends out there. Matter of fact, let's take a look on the waiver wire. Let's see if there is a better tight end than Harrison Bryant. Go to Google here. Okay. Let's see. Free agent tight end 2023. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Any one of these guys, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tight end by his toe. Any one of them. Matter of fact, I'd even bring Austin Hooper back. At least we know he can block barely. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Good Lord. You know what? Yeah, call up Hayden Hurst. Either one of these guys, I'd even call Josh Oliver. Anybody, anybody, because that performance was pathetic. It was pathetic. Not only did you let the ball, if I don't care what they say about passes, if it hits your hand, especially when nobody's hitting you and it hits your hands cleanly, and you don't catch it, that's on you. That's on you as the player. That's on you. You cannot blame that turnover on Deshaun Watson. As much as people want to say, "Well, it was a bad ball. It hit his hands cleanly. Nobody hit him. He just dropped it because he can't catch, nor can he block worth a damn." Why are you running trickery fourth down running plays with him in the backfield? Talking about some blocking. I can't name one thing he does well except collect free checks from you guys because he's certainly not earning them. But yeah, I go ahead. I sign Evan Ingram. That is if he's still okay. This is as of September 1st. Okay. Hayden Hurst turned 30. Josh Oliver. He's 26. Oh, he signed with the Vikings. Never mind. Oh wow. Oh. Well, you gotta find somebody. Anybody is better than this guy. Anybody. 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 My feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt. At least David Bell earned his paycheck. He earned his paycheck. He had some good catches for some first down. Excuse me. I'm not mad at that. He did his thing. Can't be mad at that. He finally did his thing. All right. He earned his place on the roster. Let's see. So outside of both tackles, I mean, Dewan Jones, he's a rookie. You're going to expect what you're going to expect out of him. But I think it was horrible for Stefanski not to give the kid any help. Like he rarely had somebody in the chip. All right, you could have brought Bryant. No, don't bring Brian in for that because knowing him, he probably trip over the Wad Jones, and then next thing you know, quarterback get hurt on the sack. No, but you should have brought somebody in to help him chip. That's why I say you should have probably went 12 personnel and started throwing from that. I mean, the Steelers secondary is garbage, especially when Fitzpatrick went out. You could have easily beaten them with a standard offense. Their linebackers don't look like they can cover Njoku. And this is why you should have kept Demetric Felton because their linebackers couldn't, they don't look like they can cover him either. Amari Cooper, either one of those guys, Bell, either one of those guys could have got deep on that Steelers secondary with Fitzpatrick out and hit for a big play just by a standard offense. Maybe a three wide under center, anything. Keep some guys in the block, a tight end and the running back in the block to give the play a chance to develop. You could have done any of that, but instead, that's not what you did. You continually went 3 and 5 wide, 4 and 5 wide against a blitzing Steelers defense with Tweedledee and rookie McGee at tackle. Are you kidding me? No, that was dumb. Stefanski, you're Your play calling has a lot to be desired. Let's be honest. Last year, when Deshaun Watson came back, you tried to rush him into playing the offense that you're playing now. When he's not number one, he's not even that type of quarterback. Yeah, he created miracles in college, but this is the pros now. Everybody is a professional. Everybody's fast. Not turning out so great in Buffalo, by the way. Cincinnati, their quarterback is barely played in the preseason, and he's on a quad injury. Your quarterback barely played in the preseason. You need to slow it down. Run a conventional offense. Let him get his bearings first. You can clearly see that Deshaun Watson still hasn't gotten his game bearings yet. He played what, 5 games last year, 6 games. Still hasn't gotten his bearings yet. For some reason, he's still learning the offense. He's still learning his football instincts. They haven't kicked in completely yet. I mean, he's getting trying to scramble. He's getting sacked at the line of scrimmage. He can't outrun defensive ends. I don't even really think he's in football shape. You should have had him out there in the preseason. But this is the problem. Now we see that, in all honesty, this defense is going to carry this team like we expected it to do last year, but this time it really can. But for how long before injuries start piling up? You see that the corners went out last night. Ward went out, as did I believe Newsom. Don't get me started on Martin Emerson, Mr. With a lot. I saw him miss 2 tackles. One that turned into a big game for Pittsburgh that led to a field goal, and the other one on the touchdown catch and run that Kenny Pickett threw. He whiffed the guy in an open field. Both guys, he whiffed both of them in open field. He alligator arm dived it. Ugh. I mean, at least he gave a better effort than John Johnson, but damn, at least tackle the guy. Touch the guy. Can you at least touch the guy as you attempt to tackle him, or fake attempt to tackle him? Those were game changing plays right there. Those missed tackles, those were game changing plays. He gave up 10 points by himself. At any rate, the defense was able to keep on the brave face and remain steadfast despite the offense's incompetence. And that's the thing about the offense. Look, if Deshaun Watson doesn't get in game shape and get his football instincts, if he doesn't get those sharpened come week 8, you can forget it. This season is lost. Oh, they'll be talking big stuff about the Deshaun Watson trade and the guaranteed contract. They'll be laughing at us. They'll be laughing at us if he doesn't get it together. This team better not finish fourth in the division. It better not. And if it does, it better be because all 4 teams are now in the playoffs. All 4 of us better be in the playoffs. That's the only way that finishing fourth in this division will be acceptable. Outside of that, no. You make the playoffs and you don't win your playoff game, it's fine. But now, dude, it's time for you $230 million. whatever it is, whatever you're getting paid, now's the time to live up to the money. All BS's aside, all the microscope is definitely on you. Chubb would have taken the heat off, but Chubb is gone now. It's 100% solely on your shoulders out there on the field. Stefanski's crappy play calling aside, audible if you have to. But it's clear now going into week 2 that I think that this might be Stefanski's last year, especially if the Browns don't make the playoffs. He might be gone, which means we might lose Ford as a defensive coordinator, which is a damn shame because I have never seen the Browns defense have so much fun and play with such reckless abandon since Marty Schottenheimer was here. And back then they weren't really dancers, they were barkers with Minifield and Dixon. Man, like, I mean, they say Kyle Brandt made a tweet saying this is why the Browns we can't have nice things. This is why I mean, let's be honest, this is why we can't have nice things. We finally get a defensive coordinator worthy of his salt, Miles Garrett and everybody there. You saw they harassed the ever loving hell out of Kenny Pickett and Joe Burrow. I mean, Miles Garrett is doing crossover dribbles over the center and getting through cleanly, trying to get a sack. I mean, we're gonna enjoy this year watching the defense play, but then after that, there's no telling what becomes of this team, the coaching staff, possibly the front office. I don't know. They gonna have to work something out. Somebody gonna have to get fired and elevated. I don't want them to elevate Schwartz to head coach. I would rather they elevate maybe maybe there's some in game changing to where was it Van Dyke, the offensive coordinator, Van Pelt, excuse me, Van Pelt. Maybe they finally start letting him call the plays on a quote unquote have more input because this crap that Kevin Stefanski is calling just it's not working. Not working. Now I don't know if it's him or Deshaun Watson or a combination of both, especially with the line being what it is, but it's not working. All right. A horrible miscommunication between Denzel Ward and Juan Thorhill allowed for a long George Pickens touchdown. Well, like I said, you can't just put that just on those guys. Because look, see here's Martin Emerson Jr. right here, right? Fair use, by the way. Oh, sorry, wrong play. Ah, here we go. This is the long touchdown. So here he is right here. Let's bag it up. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. So here he is here. Of course, Pickens is over here. So watch the play. Pickens makes the catch. Here's Martin Emerson, and he whiffed him. Whiffed him. Didn't even try to attack the guy. Whiffed him. He could have easily have chased him back inside. You had help on both sides, but instead you just let him run right through you as if you wasn't there. Here it is from the TV angle. Boom. And with ah, I wonder if he's on here doing it again. Here, I think this is no. Here he is right here. I think no. Okay, he's not in that play. All right, you're lucky. You're lucky. But they were showing all the Pickens. This is the Steelers page. They were showing all of Pickens catches. combo route. That is what it is. But you see that. And now here we are. The Browns defense. Like I said, I saw Martin Emerson Jr. miss 2 tackles, 2 big as they tackles. So I went to look. This is last night's defense. Where's his name? Where's his name? Where's his name? Okay. I mean, at least Miles Garrett got tackle in, got the quarterback hit. All right, got some pressure, but his name is nowhere on this list. Okay. Alex Highsmith, though. Look at this guy. 30-yard interception return, 7 combination tackles, 5 solo, 2 assists, tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits, and a forced fumble. I mean, then Larry Ogunjobi. Look at this. Got a sack. Yeah, Alex Highsmith got a sack too. Got a sack, 4 tackles, 3 solo, assists, tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits, and the fumble recovery. I mean, this guy played Alex Highsmith, Larry Ogunjobi played out of their mind. Of course, TJ Watt's going to be TJ Watt, but after that, kind of dropped off. I mean, but if you look at ours, Grant Delpit, he had the best night. He had interception, pass defense, 6 combined tackles, 4 solo, 2 assists, and a 14-yard fumble recovery. All right, Keon Taki got a sack. Shelby Harris and Maurice Hurst share the sack. Uh, 2 2 combined, 2 solo, 1 tackle for loss, quarterback hit. A lot of quarterback hits up in here. Like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quarterback hits up in here. With Denzel Ward with the forced fumble that, of course, Grant Delpit recovered. You know, pass defense, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defense is just all over him. Look at this tackle for loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tackles for loss. I mean, the defense is doing just fine. Even Rodney McLeod, all the way here at the bottom, got a pass defense. Defense is doing just fine. It's the offense that's the problem. While Ward was pointing at Thornhill to switch to Pickens, our early conclusion is that Ward should have locked on to George since the route broke nearly 10 yards downfield. Yeah, that's true. He should have. He should have just picked him up. Unfortunately, miscommunications will occur early in the season. It helps when that's the only touchdown given up by the defense, with Watson and the offense giving up the other 2 touchdowns. That buys them some leeway in this week's studs and duds. So, of course, Grant Delpit and the defense. I mean, where I stand. Grant Delpit led the team in tackles for a second straight game. The 4th-year safety is firing on all cylinders after a quiet coming out party last season. Delpit came away with an interception early in the game that put the Browns in the Steelers' red zone. He would later recover the fumble from a savage Denzel Ward hit before fumbling the ball out of the end zone. I'm sorry. They wrote fumbling the ball out of the ball. That can only be described as Chaplin-esque. Like fumbling the ball out of bounds, they can only be described as Chaplin-esque, as in Charlie Chaplin. As a unit, the defense deserves its flowers. While they did allow a few long gains, the Browns were able, we already know who gave up those gains. The Browns were able to keep the Steelers from entering the red zone. The Browns defense allowed -7 yards in the 4th quarter to preserve the lead. They got the ball back for the offense. They did everything right, only to be failed by the offense. Yeah.
Pickett with all day. Olszewski lost it. And the Browns end up with a Delpit after a hit by Ward. Now he loses the ball. And it's out of bounds inside the 10 as Maurice Hurst.
I think we was all looking like this. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, please just say that we retained possession. That's all we want to know.
A shot added last.
Which we did, thank goodness. Deshaun Watson. Watson is going to face a serious reality check on the field. Without Nick Chubb to build a dynamic passing attack off of, Watson will have to show why he is worth $230 million in 3 first-round picks. If defenses start to sit on the passing game because the running game provides no threat, then Watson will have to elevate his game to heights he hasn't seen since Houston. Wow, back when he had to carry the team. Well, guess what, bro? The guy who was the heart and soul of the team that we always knew we could rely on, except for Kevin Stefanski, yeah, he's gone now. So, welcome to Cleveland. Watson has a lot to prove to himself, but he won't be able to do that until he starts trusting his intuition and the offense. He needs to play in the structure of the offense for the offense to thrive. Since his return, Watson has waited to see receivers get open before throwing it. Yes, he has. You're supposed to throw the guys open or anticipate the route. Sometimes opting not to throw the ball altogether. That's when you see him looking around, dancing around, and scrambling. But in the NFL, that's a second too slow. Decent, defensive players can react quickly to shut down the throwing window. If he can start operating this offense like Jacoby Brissett while being able to improvise like he always has, then the Browns are still a playoff threat. But the thing is, when we were leaning on Brissett, that's because we were giving the ball to Chubb and Hunt. We leaned on our running game. We don't have a running game. I mean, we probably do. Jerome Ford looks capable of carrying the rock. His fumble has left some people a little uneasy, but he's shown some capabilities. He showed some capabilities last night in a very tight defensive game. So I'm not mad. I'm willing to give him a chance, but I would say you still need to bring in a veteran bulldozer for those short yardage uh, runs, and also to help carry the load that can be able to handle carrying the load, a trusted load throughout the season. None of what I wrote addressed the elephant in the room, which is the strip sack that sealed the game for the Steelers. There's a lot of blame to go around. The Steelers love to sell out against the pass when they suspect a play action pass. They blitzed and Alex Highsmith's wide alignment allowed him to easily beat Jedrick Wills to the spot 7 yards behind Wills. We all went over that. It was an extremely tough assignment, but one you'd hope to see the former first round pick execute. But Deshaun needs to hold on to the ball, especially with the game on the line inside our own 20. Yes, indeed. Ideally, he audibles into a different play. Watson's decision making was questionable the entire night, most notably on his first and second face mask penalties. I'm not sure that's the consistency we're looking for. Yeah, because he face masked the defender twice, and he got called for both of them. And then the whole situation with the ref and him, John back and forth with Steelers defenders. And I think what it is, I think he's starting to understand Steelers and Browns like, bruh, this is a rivalry game. This is a rivalry game. The best way to shut them up is to beat them up and to beat them. That's how you shut up the Steelers. You kick their asses. Like there was a whole controversy about Bull uh talking about putting a hurting on Steelers players, and people like, oh, you were praying for an injury. Like, no, not praying for an injury, just a hurting. You know how they like to drop kick our punter in the face, or the things that happened to Colt McCoy or Johnny Manziel. or Josh Cribbs, the cheap shots on him, cheap shots on Bernie, cheap shots on Slaughter, those things. Just smack them around a bit. Let them know they've been in a football game. But these things that Deshaun Watson are doing out here with the jaw jacking and everything, okay, if you want to get into the spirit of the game, I get it. But dude, you've got to play way better than this. This is ridiculous. He should have played in the preseason. We should have got a real good look at him. Something's just not clicking. I don't know if like I said, I don't know if his football instincts haven't kicked in yet, or if this is his new normal, which we really, really hope not. Which is also why I say we need to institute a salary cap per position in the NFL. So, I mean, paying somebody damn near $300 million to play football is ridiculous. I don't care if the owners make billions of dollars. They're the owners. They're supposed to make billions. You're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to make more than the owner or near or equal to the owner, because then that's not ownership. Okay, that's not how this works. But $300 million, Jesus Christopher, on Joseph's Mary's toast. No, that's too much money. Need to bring that down because eventually it's going to happen. They already did it with the rookies, because the rookies now have a salary cap, because there's no way in hell that somebody who's never played a down in the NFL needs to be signing a $50 million contract or $100 million contract, and he hasn't played a down. So they saying Donovan Peoples Jones is a dud. So what did I miss here outside of the holding call that they missed on 4th and 7, the play that sealed the game? Did I miss something? I mean, outside of the punt returns, people were okay. I know people were bitching about him not fielding the punt, but this is the Steelers. Would you rather he had been fielding the punt and then muffed one and then turn the ball over deep inside Brown's territory? Or would you rather had with Chubb and Watson, and you got Cooper and all of these other receivers? You're supposed to have this dynamic offensive play calling. There's a big chance you might see a 98-yard touchdown play. Lord knows Chubb is good for him. This might be the game. Elijah Moore might catch a slant over the middle, slip a tackle, and win a foot race. I mean, Monday Night Football, the 49ers made a habit out of going 90 plus yards twice in a single game. I would rather he not field those punts than muff one and get the Steelers a first and goal situation, or a first and 10 inside the 20. I know the defense is playing lights out, but hey, a broken clock is right at least twice a day, right? Why would you give them more opportunity? So I'm not upset with him not fielding those punts. If that was him calling himself playing it safe. Plus, they say you don't field punts inside the 10-yard line anyway. But if that was him playing it safe, then I'd rather he play it safe than muff it. Okay, Donovan Peoples Jones has entered his contract year in one of the worst possible ways. Yeah, I think it is time for them. I think they might be moving on from him anyway. The big play wide receiver, it was a serviceable returner and blocker last year. This year, the wide receiver looks alienated and disinterested. Peoples Jones helped pin the Browns' offense inside the 20 with his refusal to return the punt on Monday night. Pittsburgh punter had over 320 punting yards with 4 punts down inside the 20. If the Browns are to open up their playbook, they need to be outside the shadow of the goalpost to do so. In the run game, Peoples Jones had a poor missed assignment that allowed Ford to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage inside the Browns' 20-yard line. Oh, I didn't see that. Peoples Jones also came up short on fourth down. The ball was thrown a little too far outside for the sure-handed receiver to make a play on it. Oh, is this the pass interference one? Yeah. However, the play was also intended to draw a pass interference on the Steelers' aggressive rookie cornerback. While everyone is too respectable to say it out loud, there's an art to ref ball. Yeah, it is. There's an art to ref ball. One that was not used against the Steelers cornerback. Some of the savviest wide receivers in the game will grab the defender's wrist or collar to bring the two closer together to sell a defensive pass interference. In some respects, receivers have to be proactive in getting a pass interference call because cornerbacks have tricks of their own. In the final play, Joey Porter Jr. holds Donovan Peoples-Jones before raising his arms over his head as the ball arrives. The game works both ways. Hopefully, Peoples-Jones can bounce back after a bad first 2 games. They're talking about this play right here.
If they want any chance.
Fair use.
Watson, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Fair use.
No flags, incomplete. Steelers take over.
And that look says it all. That look right there says it all. Like, how do you dominate the Steelers? Just as badly as you dominated Cincinnati, and you lose. You lose. You lose because your offense is garbage. So let's take a look. Let's go back up. Hold on. Let's take a look at our guy being in the building. Let's see here. So they said Hunt paid the visit. We're gonna read that article. And I posted it on my Facebook. I don't want to go there. Well, where? Okay. So let's read it. All right. So Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, and other potential running back replacements after Nick Chubb injury. Running backs grow on trees, but running backs like Nick Chubb are hard to find and even harder to replace. And this is the reality that the Cleveland Browns now have to live in after their starting running back suffered a season injury ending and serious knee injury against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. Could they turn back to Kareem Hunt? Could they make another deal with the Philadelphia Eagles and land the unused former Seahawk Rashad Penny? The Browns are going to trust Jerome Ford to take over the Lions' shared carries. However, they will add another running back, and it has to be determined if that back will be seen as the second running back behind Ford or the third running back behind Pierre Strong Jr. Here's a laundry list of running backs the Browns could consider to fill the massive void left behind by the injury. Kareem Hunt, free agent. Oh, Hunt. Not ideal, given his significant drop off last season, but he is familiar with the team and the system. Rashad Penny, Philadelphia Eagles. Would the Eagles be willing to engage in a pick swap for the inactive Penny? He's been stellar when healthy throughout his career. Cam Akers, Los Angeles Rams. Forever cast off in Los Angeles, the Browns could make a deal for the young back. Trey Sermon, free agent. The former Buckeye running back is a fan favorite from his time in Columbus, but there's a reason he is looking for his third team in 3 years. He can't play. Demetric Felton, Cincinnati Bengals practice squad. Another familiar face. The Browns could just sign Demetric Felton back off the Bengals practice squad. Yeah. Deontay Foreman, Chicago Bears, used to play for the Falcons. Standout with the Panthers a year ago. Foreman has not found the field with the Chicago Bears this year. Leonard Fournette, free agent, a veteran who still has a bit of juice left. The Browns could turn to the one known as playoff Lenny. Dearness Johnson, Jacksonville. Another familiar face who has stepped up big for the Browns in the face of injury. Ernest Johnson is currently buried on the Jacksonville depth chart. Antonio Gibson, Washington Commanders. Caught between a Swiss Army knife and a master of none, Antonio Gibson has struggled to make an impact in Washington. Could the Browns find the creative purpose for the hybrid back? Didn't he just have a good game this weekend? Yeah, he just had a good game. Michael Carter with the Jets. The Jets refused to trade him during cutdowns. However, after losing Aaron Rodgers and the hope of their season, they could be looking to recoup some draft capital now. Or, maybe they might lean on him. Dwayne McBride with the Vikings. A violent runner, McBride is a former teammate of Austin Watkins Jr. and Alex Wright of the Browns. Could the Browns use the powerful McBride in their backfield? I mean, if he's powerful, yeah. I mean, he's a stronger, faster version of Hunt that can catch, yeah. Doesn't fumble the ball, yeah. Yeah, we could use him. All right, so let's get to this, where then we'll call it a night. An old friend and Kareem Hunt visits the Browns after Nick. Oh, I read this, didn't I? My bad. All right, so then let's get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. So that's where we are, Browns fans. That's where we're sitting. Everything is surreal. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I can say is that it looks to be a very tumultuous season that probably won't go the way or will go the way that we think is going to go if we lost Chubb any other season. Or maybe Watson might come around and surprise us. I really hope he comes around and surprises us. I mean, I would hate to think that we whiff on yet another quarterback, especially at such a level in which we got Deshaun Watson. I would hate to feel that we whiffed on another quarterback. Until next week, I'll see you guys later. This is Raw Dogs Radio, signing out.